Hi everyone, this is your cousin Don Merriweather. I want to take a minute just to explain our family crest. The Glenn family now has a family crest, and I think that's really neat. But this presentation is to help you understand the meaning of the crest, the colors, the symbols, what this is all about, and why we did this. I'm going to attempt to do that today, and you can Facebook me or email me if you have any questions, but I think it will be fairly straightforward. Let's talk a little bit about why this crest was developed. Two primary reasons. One is to establish the family name and identity, and two was to link the family members to the founders, Alma Jones and James Glenn. Our family is getting larger. We married into other fantastic, families, and this is our way of linking back to a common place. Our family founders, Alma Jones and James Glenn. What characteristics that we wanted this this crest to display? One was we wanted it to represent a traditional African American family. Cousin Vince Lee has done, and some other people have done quite a bit of study and work on tracing the family lineage, and on Ancestry.com. And I think they're about, we get back all the way up to about the early 1800s somewhere. And, we have survived a lot, we've been through a lot, but we're still here. The Glenn name is still going. It hasn't dissipated. So we are one of the traditional African American families. Another characteristic that this crest was to convey was that it was to represent the 10 children of Alma Jones and James Glenn. And we wanted it to be unique. You will not find this crest anywhere else. It is unique. It is a custom design specifically for our family. Okay, so you won't find this anywhere else. We want it sophisticated. We don't want it tacky, something that looked like a gang sign or something else, but we wanted something that was sophisticated, that would represent the family well. And also we wanted something that was Afrocentric, and that, you find a lot of crests out there, they're very Eurocentric, and they would have a knight's head, and they would have things that represent Europe. And that's just not our crest. That's not for us. So we wanted something sophisticated and unique, and this is what we have in our crest. Now this is an actual picture of the crest. I'll explain the symbols in just a bit, but these are the 10 symbols here that surround the family tree. We have a lot of branches. This symbol represents, in the center of the tree represents James and Alma. And the 10 symbols around represent the children. And we also have another symbol here, which I'll tell you a little bit about as I explain each one. I just thought it was appropriate. And also we have the colors here. So let's talk a little bit about what the colors mean. Okay, these are the colors. Black, red, green, gold, and purple. The black for the people God led, which was us. Red for the blood we shed, which we shed a lot of blood and tears to get to this point today. Green for the motherland, Africa. We are from Africa. I'll tell you a little bit about some DNA testing I've had done. Gold for the precious descendants of Alma Jones and James Glenn. That's us. That's us. Purple for wisdom and spirituality, and that's what it took to get to this point today. So these are the colors. This is what the colors on the crest mean. Okay, here's the first symbol, and this is one of the most important symbols because it really represents James and Alma. And I like this one. These are West African symbols, and we are from West Africa. Love, faithfulness, and harmony. And I like this because as the explanation says, this symbol reflects the harmony that exists in the bonding between a man and a woman. Okay, and I thought that was very appropriate to represent Alma Jones and James Glenn. And you'll hear me say Alma Jones a lot because I am proud of our connection with the Jones family. Okay, this symbol is one of the symbols you saw. It means that it's a symbol of majesty and the supremacy of God. It represents God. God is king. You know, that's us. In our symbol, we want something that represents God. Okay, here's another symbol, and this is one of the key West African symbols out there. It represents greatness, charisma, and leadership. And we've had all of these in our family from either the founders or the elders or the first cousins or the second cousins or third cousins. You know, a lot of the family members are doing a lot of great things out there. Kids are, graduating, doing what they're supposed to do. We've had these characteristics. So I thought this was a key symbol to include on our family crest. And there were a number of symbols out there that we could have included, but I think I picked the best ones that really represented the family. This is the wisdom knot. It's a symbol of wisdom, ingenuity, intelligence, and patience. And I like from this one, wisdom, ingenuity, and intelligence. I thought this was something that we definitely wanted to keep because we have that represented in our family. So a lot of these symbols they were selected because I could think of people that would pop up in my head who represent that, and especially the elders. Okay, this is the symbol of togetherness and unity. It means some other things. The kola nut. Kola nuts were very important in West Africa, and a lot of times it's associated with the kola nuts were associated with well-being, affluence, if you will. But I like togetherness and unity, which you see a lot of in our family. I thought this was an important characteristic or trait to convey on our family crest. The next symbol is the symbol of endurance and resourcefulness, and it took all of that for us to survive and get to this point. Resourcefulness and endurance. You cannot you can't get anywhere without that. Okay, we have gone through a lot of adversities as a family, and we are surviving. This symbol represents perseverance and toughness, hardiness, just being tough. If ever you have wondered, why you are an activist, why you are perseverant or tough, it's because you have that Glen blood pumping through your veins. And it's like fire in the veins, and we all have it. It's there. And I thought this symbol represented that, the perseverance and toughness of the Glenn family. Alma and James, Mother Alma and Papa James had to, they had to persevere. They had to be tough. There was a lot of things that happened, a lot of stories that we all need to know about, but the perseverance and toughness is something that's definitely a characteristic of the family. By God's grace, all will be well. Hope, providence, and faith. That's what this represents. And I think this definitely speaks for itself. We had to have faith to get to this point. We had to have hope. And we will need those things to move forward in the future, to make sure our family stays in place and can continue to recover from the different things that may happen. So hope, providence, and faith is what this symbol on our family crest represents. This symbol represents independence and freedom, and given that we came from slaves, I just thought it was a great symbol to have as part of our crest, especially as it represents emancipation and our freedom, our independence. This symbol, it's basically a good luck symbol. It means good fortune. And so that's why it's part of the family crest. It means good luck. This symbol is a symbol of strength, bravery, and power. Represents the talons of the eagle. And I thought it was a great tie-in to the eagle, the United States, and the our African journey. So I thought it was just a great uh, characteristic to convey strength, bravery, and power on our family crest. This symbol represents courage, and I thought it was a great symbol to include because of the courage and valor and heroism. Some of the stories about the about James Glenn and about the elders and things the first cousins, the second cousins have done. There's a lot here, and I like this one. I just thought it was a very appropriate characteristic to include with our crest. I want to take just a moment to tell you about some DNA testing that I had done in 2005. And what I did was I had paternal and maternal DNA testing done. Now, when you have DNA testing, it's going to tell you where your father came from, or it will tell you, or it will tell you where your mother and her came from. So, because my mother was part of the Glenn family, the DNA testing will tell where she came from. It traces her lineage back through her mother, through her grandmother, and through all of the other grandmothers. So through my mother, through Mother Alma, and all of the other grandmothers. And that DNA testing revealed that Mother Alma's lineage goes back to Sierra Leone in West Africa. Now, my father's lineage, Dan Merriweather, traces back to Nigeria. I haven't had I have to get someone to do one of the tests for James Glenn to see exactly where the men trace all the way back to. So we'll have a full, complete picture of where, those two come in, and where the family actually traces back to. Like you have a family tree, and you have hundreds of branches that go off of it, that go out from the tree. But I know that Mother Alma traces back to Sierra Leone. When I had my test done in 2005, at the time National Geographic was doing the testing, and they gave you some information, but they couldn't give you a lot. They could give you the sequence. They can tell you that your people started in East Africa, where all humans living today started. We all migrated to different places, but genetically they've proven that all of us are from East Africa. We originated in East Africa, and it showed where our family, went west. Mother Alma's family went west, the females. Now, the what I had to do with that is I took that and I went to another service, which was they had done some African American or African genographing, looking at the genes in different areas of Africa. And I gave them the sequences, and they said, okay, your father is from Nigeria, and your mother's is from the female lineage traces back to Sierra Leone. So that's how I know that. I used two services. Now, National Geographic has become much more advanced. They can actually tell you more about where you're from, and they can do one test instead of you having to do two. So it's advanced quite a bit. But that's how I know Mother Alma and my mother and Mother Alma and all of the grandmothers are from Sierra Leone. We don't know where grandfather James Glenn from yet, but we're going to find out, and we're going to let everyone know. Then we'll have a complete picture of where the two founders, how the family came together. But just keep in mind, if you do the genetic testing, it's going to give you the genetics for your mother and your father, okay? And it's going to tell you where you came from. And there's a lot, it's really interesting. So if you get a chance to go to nationalgeographic.com, you should go there and check it out and see and just read how this whole thing works and what you get out of it. And it's really interesting reading. And they have a lot of information on what they've done. So hope that gives a little bit of information about Mother Alma. We're going to find out about grandfather James Glenn and the Glenn men and where their lineage traces to. We know where the Glenn women trace back to, but we got it from Glenn men. So the Glenn women and the Jones women all trace back to a similar place. This is the Glenn family crest, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to post these out so that you can download them, and please use it with care and sophistication. It is our crest. It represents our family. If you see anybody else, with it, it should mean that they're part of our family, but you know how people like nice-looking things. So this is what this crest represents. All the best to you guys. And love you all. Take care. Talk to you soon.